Hey everybody, Steven here, and today we are looking at some questions that I get asked most often, and the big three here are going to be: when is the game going to get released? Will they bring back the Ice Dragon? Another one that somebody keeps posting in regards to just the game engine is, are they going to update to the latest Unity engine and switch to Vulkan? That's another big one. So these three are pretty common with this, and I tagged Obraxis, which is one of the head devs over at Unknown Worlds and on Subnautica Below Zero here, and he actually responded. Now before we get into his response, I'm just going to give the answers I always give. The release date question I get the most often, and I always respond with the dev team as being intentionally vague so they don't commit to a date and then have to push it, because then people will be really upset with that. And then I say my best guess is September. That's just based off how I kind of feel development is going. And they're working on it, but like I said, there is no set date with that. They're trying to push it out on one end as fast as they can, but on the other end, making sure that they polish it, there's no bugs, they squash all of those, the story is where it needs to be, all those other things. So there's a lot that goes into that. The Ice Dragon was cut, which means it's not coming back, but people still keep asking. That's a big one too. I wish it was coming back, guys. I really do. That thing, which you see right up here, one of the coolest creatures that I've seen them just kind of, and it even had the model for it, but one of the coolest creatures that I've seen them do, and it's not even going to be in the game. And it looks really, really cool. It looks like a combo too of like a Leviathan, like, I mean, it obviously is a Leviathan, but I also see like the glow whale in it, which is still considered a Leviathan, but like the top portion of it, it looks like that almost kind of mixed with part of the body of the Reaper, but the head's a little bit different. It's just a very cool, unique creature. So sad that it's not going to be in the game. The other thing that I said here was the engine was just upgraded, so I doubt there will be another one, but people are hoping for an eye candy update towards release like Subnautica got, which would be really, really cool. And I know they keep polishing the game, but with that being said, let's look at Obraxis actually responded. So this is actually going to be his response to this. Below Zero release when we're done, not soon, right? Still vague with that. Ice Dragon unlikely, close to content complete. Those two sentences, I mean, the first one, Ice Dragon, is unlikely, and then the second portion of that, they're close to the content of the game actually being complete, meaning you're not going to see new content, new creatures, or anything like that. Third one, Unity engine is pretty up to date, but Vulkan will require more work, so unlikely. It's not free in terms of time, and our main aim now is to get the game done ASAP. We will keep polishing. So that's from Obraxis. That's from one of the devs. So now you guys have an answer to these. Like I said, though, they're still vague with some of these, and that's intentional. And I mean, that's going to be with most game developers. You're going to kind of get that, because I think at this point with social media, if they say, hey man, we're going to do this thing, we're going to put the Ice Dragon in, and then they're like, it just didn't work out, we had to cut it for these reasons. People are super upset, and then they're going to go on social media and they're going to start blasting the game. And so it's just easier at this point to be vague with certain things. So there's transparency in certain areas, and then they're just going to be vague in other areas. And I think that's understandable. I mean, I would hate to work on something, you're putting your heart and soul into it, and then due to certain circumstances, you can't do this thing that you told people you could do, and then they're super upset with you. And a lot of times they're not nice about it. So with that, like I said, in certain instances, it's just easier to be vague. But hopefully that answers some of your questions. I know it's still vague with what they're doing, but it'll be done when it's done. I'm for sure it'll be this year. I keep saying my best guess is September. Like I said, I'm just kind of throwing that out there based off what I've seen with development and how they're doing the story and the polishing that's going on. I mean, it may be sooner, it may be later. I don't have a concrete idea of when that's actually going to be. And with the Ice Dragon, I really wish it would be in there. I know they're doing the 1.0 release, and then they're supposed to have I've seen on Favreau like a 1.1 and then a 2.0. I haven't been on there in a minute. I got to double check that again, but they're going to add more to the game post-launch as well. And the fact that they're trying to launch the game on consoles as like the day they do it on PC, so they're just doing this huge simultaneous release, and they're a very small dev team, is really, really huge. That's a huge undertaking with that as well, and that's something to keep in mind, because there's like, was it 20-30 people on the team? You're not looking at a 150-200 person team with this. And so there's a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes to make sure that this gets done, it gets polished, and that it can simultaneously release on everything. So maybe we get an eye candy update towards the end, but like he said, I mean, it's not free. And with it being a smaller team, that would be a massive undertaking. So that is going to be it for this video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Let me know what you think about all of this as well in the comments. I do love interacting with everybody there, but hopefully this answers your questions with that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check back soon for more videos.